Hi guys, Willy here. Today we're making this cute as a button, very simple and stylized little holly berries and leaves. You can use these to decorate Christmas presents or as embellishments on any Christmas crochet you might be making. It's a really simple pattern and I'll walk you through the steps clearly, so even if you're a beginner, you'll be able to have a bit of crocheted Christmas spirit this year. I'm using mine to decorate my mini Christmas stockings. In my house, if you hang one of these on the Christmas tree, Santa will bring you a bar of chocolate, even if you're an adult. So you might want to make yourself one of these little guys too, and perhaps score a chockie on Christmas morning. They make lovely little gifts too, just pop something delicious inside. To make the holly, you'll need red and green yarn, and I recommend you don't go for anything too bulky. I'm using 8-ply, which is also known as DK or light worsted, and I think that's about as thick as you should go. You'll also need your scissors and a needle, and I've got mine impaling this very festive little Christmas sack. If you know me at all, you'll know I'm always losing my needles, so this cute little bag will keep me safe from stabbing injuries from lost needles. Finally, you'll need a crochet hook that matches your yarn, so I'm using this 4mm hook. We're going to start with the leaves, so grab the green yarn and put a slip knot on your hook. Chain 6. Yarn over and pull through, that's 1. Yarn over and pull through, 2. Yarn over and pull through, 3. Yarn over and pull through, 4. Yarn over and pull through, 5. Yarn over and pull through, 6. Don't count the loop on your hook, count back 1, 2 chains, and work a single crochet in the second chain from the hook. Insert your hook. You only need to catch 1 loop of the chain. Yarn over and pull through, 2 loops on the hook. Yarn over and pull through both loops. Now we're going to work 1 half double crochet in each of the next 3 chains. Yarn over, insert your hook, catching 1 loop. Yarn over and pull through to pull up a loop. There are 3 loops on the hook. Yarn over and pull through all 3 loops. Let's do that again. Yarn over, insert your hook, catching 1 loop. Yarn over and pull up a loop. 3 loops on the hook. Yarn over and pull through all 3 loops. And again, yarn over, insert your hook, catching 1 loop. Yarn over and pull up a loop. 3 loops on the hook. Yarn over and pull through all 3 loops. In the final chain, work a single crochet. Insert your hook, yarn over and pull up a loop, 2 loops on the hook, yarn over and pull through both loops. That is the first leaf done. Start the second leaf by chaining 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Count back 2 chains from the hook, 1, 2, and work a single crochet. Insert your hook, catching 1 loop, yarn over and pull up a loop, 2 loops on the hook, yarn over and pull through 2 loops. In each of the next 3 chains, work a half double crochet, yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over and pull up a loop, 3 loops on the hook, yarn over and pull through all 3. And again, yarn over and insert your hook, yarn over and pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through all 3. One last one, yarn over and insert your hook, yarn over and pull up a loop, 3 loops, yarn over and pull through all 3. And in the final chain space, work a single crochet. Insert your hook and pull up a loop, 2 loops on the hook, yarn over and pull through both loops. That finishes the 2 green leaves. Bring in your scissors and cut your yarn. If you're going to use this tail to sew your holly onto something, leave yourself a longer tail than usual. Grab your needle and slide out the hook. Don't just weave in your tails, arrange your leaves and use the tails to secure them in that position. I quite like my leaves so that one of them is more vertical and the other one is more horizontal, so they look like this. And to do that, I take my needle along the top of the two leaves and out through the knot there. And when I pull that through, that pretty much does it. The leaf sits quite nicely at a right angle from the other one. Now I'll just weave the tail in. I'll over sew it 3 times, and as I'm going to use this tail to sew my holly to something, I'll keep the tail near the top of the leaves so it'll be convenient and ready to use when I'm ready to attach it to something. The other tail just needs to be over sewn 3 times to secure it. I won't be using it to attach the holly, so I can weave it in further down the leaf, and then I can cut it off nice and close as I only need one tail to sew in with later. Isn't that cute? Now let's make the berries to go with it. Bring in the red yarn and put a slip knot on your hook. Chain 4. Yarn over and pull through 1, yarn over and pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 3, yarn over and pull through 4. Slip stitch to the first chain, the one with a knot at the end of it. Insert your hook. You only need to catch 1 loop. There are 2 loops on the hook. Yarn over and pull through 1 loop and pull through the other loop. And that has joined the ends together and created a tiny little circle, and we're going to work our stitches into it. Make sure you can find the center of it. This gap up here is actually a gaping chain stitch. This space here is the center of the circle. Just do your best. As long as you work all of the stitches into the same spot, it'll be fine. Wrap your tail up inside your stitches as you work. Chain 1 to get up to height, and we're going to work 6 single crochets into the circle. So insert your hook into the center, yarn over and pull up a loop, 2 loops on the hook, yarn over and pull through both loops. That's 1. Insert your hook, yarn over and pull up a loop. There are 2 loops on the hook, yarn over and pull through both of them. That's the 3rd, the 4th, 5th, and 6th. Now to finish the round, I'd like you to slip stitch to the top of your first single crochet. If you have trouble finding the top of that first single crochet, it might help you to count backward from the last stitch you made. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's the top of our starting single crochet. It can be easy to confuse that with the chain 1 that gets you up to height. So just make sure you're slip stitching to the top of the single crochet. You need to go under 2 loops of the stitch and then yarn over and pull through the stitch and then pull through the loop on your hook. And that has made our first berry. When we've made the second berry, we will draw that hole in the center there closed. But for now, we'll start the second berry by chaining 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we're going to slip stitch to the first chain, which is the one right next to our berry. Insert your hook there, catch 1 loop of it, yarn over, pull through 1 loop, and pull through the second loop. Now, I want you to do a little bit of rearranging at this point because I'd like the second berry to be on the left. So just flip it over. Great. Now we're going to work 6 single crochets into the center of this little circle too. So chain 1 to get up to height and insert your hook into the center of that little circle, draw up a loop and work your first single crochet, and then work 5 more. When you have 6 single crochets in the second little circle, you've finished with a crochet hook. Bring in your scissors and cut your yarn. Leave yourself a nice long tail. We'll finish the berries off and then sew them to the leaves with this tail. I'm going to attach the holly with its back hidden, so the red yarn is perfect for attaching the berries to the leaves. But if the back of your leaves is going to show, use the green tail from the leaves to attach your berries. Once you've got your needle threaded, the first thing we'll do is join up the first and last stitches to finish this circle. Find the top of your first single crochet. If you need to, you can count back 6 stitches from the last stitch to help you find the top of the first single crochet. Slip your needle under 2 loops and pull the yarn through, and then slip your needle back down into the last stitch you made, just there. Can you see that? Now have a look at the berry. We're going to take the needle down into the tunnel created by the stitches, and we'll close up the circle, but first secure the stitch we just made with a quick over sew, so that when you pull the circle closed, you don't pull that last stitch tight too. That's secure now. That stitch won't get pulled. Take the needle down into that tunnel of stitches in the center. Take it about halfway around, and then you can pull it closed. You can see it starting to close. Take it a little bit further and pull again, and at this point the circle should close. Secure it by weaving in the tail, which just means over sewing at least 3 times, and by over sewing I just mean taking your needle back and forth, taking your yarn back on itself in a wiggle. That's secure. Slip the needle out, but don't cut that yarn, we'll need it later. Thread the other tail. We're already part way there with this one because we work the stitches over the tail. When you pull on that tail, you'll see that the hole already starts to close, but it needs a little more help. Insert the needle and take the yarn a little further in the direction it's already heading. Give it a good pull and it will close completely. And then on the back of it, just over sew and secure it. And take my advice, don't put hand cream on just before sewing. It's a bit of a rookie's mistake. Cut that off nice and close. Now we're going to position the berries and attach them to the leaves. Usually I find the second berry will sit nicely on top of the first, like this. Thread your needle. Work a few stitches to keep the berries in place. Try not to go all the way through. You don't want to mark the front of your berries, though with the red yarn it will barely show. Let's have a look. 2 little red berries nestled together. I think that's really cute. I'll just over sew so that the stitches I use to attach them to the leaf don't pull the stitches I've just made on the berries. The berries are done, and here are the leaves. Just need to position the berries and sew them to the leaves. I think I'll spin them around. Oh, look, so cute. I recommend attaching them at 3 points so they won't move around. Remember, I'm sewing this to something, so these red stitches won't show. Use your green yarn to attach the berries if the back of the leaves will be visible. Snip off the yarn nice and close, and we're finished. I've left a long tail of green at the back so I can easily attach this holly to something and Christmas it up a bit. If you enjoyed the video, please click like and subscribe. Go on, give me a like for Christmas. It's free. And I'll see you next time. Bye.